and singing and just
we be getting put to sleep by the fire beat and the melody.
facts.
That we just completely disregard what it is that we're listening to or what it is that we're saying because it got a fire beat and this melody is just popping.
Exactly.
You know,
It don't even matter.
What's up, beautiful people? Welcome back to Kingdom Prototype, the blueprint for abundant living. I'm your girl Lex.
I'm your girl Jazz.
And welcome back, beautiful people. All right, y'all. We are still in our Healthy Habits, Soulful Habits series where we are just really trying to be great, but being great from starting from the bottom and going up. Oftentimes, here we go. Here I go. I need to calm down. Oftentimes, we really want to be skipping steps, and we think that greatness just happens by happenstance, but that's just not true. When we look at people who are great, when we look at Jesus who was great, whatever the case may be, oftentimes people are great because of the habits that they have built and that they live by and do every single day. And so that's what we're addressing here within this first quarter of 2024, because we often set all these goals,
Right.
all these resolutions, but don't really change some foundational habits, which is why many of us don't accomplish or stick with the goal or the resolution. I can't stand New Year's resolutions. Anyway, that we set at the beginning of the year.
Yep. I actually was going to say the end part of what you were saying as far as foundation, because it is important for us to have a solid foundation, because you don't want to build on faulty foundations then get to where you're trying to be and it just all comes down, it all crumbles because you didn't take the time to put the legwork in to actually build those healthy habits to have a strong foundation to build on. Yeah,
we be out here really building the house cards. And then the wolf come and he huff and he puff.
we
he blow that mug.
Right.
All because I am screaming. Ain't that biblical? Wait a minute. How the story go?
It was three little pigs. One had a house of straw, one had a house of brick, and another had a house of something else. I forgot.
And everyone but the brick fell.
And the wolf came and he tested each one of their houses. They all fell except for the one that was building brick by brick.
Brick by brick. Okay, and can we just be too churchy and say that each brick was scripture? Each brick was Jesus. Okay, right. And that is why that wolf came and tried to huff and puff and blow the house down, and then the little piggy said, "Ha ha, jokes on you."
Exactly. That's why they call Jesus. That's why he's referred to as the rock.
Okay.
Listen, Jesus is the foundation. He's the rock to build your house on.
How we get there? House of cards, huffing and puffing and blowing. That's actually quite hysterical. Okay, y'all. So we ended our last episode. Go back and check that out if you haven't. But we ended our last episode. We just kind of stumbled.
Just freestyling.
Into freestyling. Talking about how music isn't as innocuous as we sometimes think that it is, and how some of us are, I know I'm coming in hot and it's only been about 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and how some of us our lives and some of us personally are jacked up because of the music that we listen to, because we listen to it day in and day out and we sing it and we confess it, and so then that becomes our reality. And so go ahead.
I was going to add to that and say that's extremely good, because that's something that, I don't know, everybody has their thing. For me, is music. I love music. And looking back, I realized it was an outlet for me in different situations of my life where I just go and put my headphones in and, just escape into my own world. And it became a part of my life. Like, you know what I'm saying? But as I was deepening my relationship with God, I realized like, hey, I got to clean some of this stuff up. Mm-hmm. Like when you really listen to the lyrics, it's like, you know what I'm saying? This is not building, this is not edifying. This is not building me up. This is not bringing me closer to Christ. And I'm not saying that all music, is bad. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying being intentional. So that's something that resonates with me because it's so personal. Like music is literally a part of who I am, but now I have to be a lot more intentional about what I consume and what I confess.
Very much so. That's so good. You said all music isn't bad, and my first thought was we just need to listen to the music. The artist would tell us which God they worship.
Big facts.
They will tell us if they worship the Most High God. And it doesn't even have to be Jesus-based music. There are secular Christians, yeah, I said that right, who they might not sing, Jesus be offense all around, like, you know what I'm saying, Jesus music. But in their music, by the way that you can hear their music, you can tell that they aren't worshiping the devil like the majority of the folks that we be out here listening to do. I know that took a hard turn.
But that's real though.
That took a very hard turn. So just listen to the lyrics.
I was watching a podcast episode a while back. It was
Jackie?
Yeah, it was Jackie, but she was with Tim Ross, and I don't really fool him like that. But anyway, Jackie, my girl, and and then so Tim Ross, they were talking. They got into the conversation of music, and Jackie basically challenged everybody to do a 30-day music cleanse of secular music.
I
and
know
then,
that's right.
You know, asking God to renew their minds. You know, all that in the process. And then Tim kind of added to that, and he was like, "That's great. You know, I kind of already do that now." And he was talking about how he works with. When he was a youth pastor, he had all his youth print out the lyrics to different songs and read it. And like one of them was Lollipop by Lil Wayne and something else.
That was
and then right, and then he was just like, basically he challenged anybody to, I mean, you know, do that, to actually, you ain't have to take the extra step to print them out, but it just read the lyrics and see like what is it that they're talking about. Is it edifying? Is it bringing you closer to God? Or is it just positivity? Is it life speaking? But anyway, yeah, like basically what are they talking about?
Yeah.
And I think that's a great way to actually look at the lyrics and see like what is it, because sometimes we can get in the rhythm of just rapping and singing and just
yeah, we be getting put to sleep by the fire beat and the melody.
Facts.
That we just completely disregard what it is that we're listening to or what it is that we're saying because it got a fire beat and this melody is just popping.
Exactly.
You know,
it don't even matter what it's saying.
Okay.
All you know, your legs start moving, and then the other parts start moving, and just everything just moving, and you and you don't even know what's being said.
Everything just moving and grooving.
That's real. That is so real though.
It's just moving, and I am sorry.
Listen.
I'm sorry. I need a moment.
That's real.
Woo! Everything. Go ahead.
Because just think about it, like without the beat. Like who wanted like some of that stuff? Like people like, oh, this what it's saying?
Right. Like why is you're a dummy. Like,
I don't eat facts.
Bro, I bust the window, and it'd be so toxic. I'm sorry. I just had a flashback. I'm sorry. Y'all remember when Jasmine Sullivan, came out with that I bust the windows at your car.
And then she sung that thing.
Like, that's toxic. Mm-hmm. Is that not toxic? And we be saying, I bust the windows out your car. And then we be in our relationship.
Yeah, next thing you know, you're looking for an opportunity to bust somebody's windows out of their car.
You're looking for an opportunity to now be toxic.
Yeah.
Because of what you consumed.
That's real. Yeah.
I'm screaming. Listen, I used to sing that day.
Listen, I'm just this was a real ratchet song. I don't know how ratchet y'all were, but this was by Kaya, and it was don't trust no N word.
I don't know that one. How you go?
Don't trust no, don't trust no.
No, I don't know that one.
But yeah, so basically that's something that, man, I used to listen to all the time, and it's just like imagine like letting that ruminate like in your mind and resonate, and now like you really out here not trusting. Exactly. Now you side eyeing every dude, like you think that every dude got ill intentions. So yeah, it's a lot.
Yes,
it's a thing.
Yeah, and so the point in all of this, y'all, is we are the sum total of what we consume. We don't like that because we think it's not deep. I was once there.
Yeah,
okay.
Me too.
Hi, my name is Alexa, and I once was a very shallow person. Okay, like let's just like, keep it.
If I would have knew me now, like a few years ago, I would have been like, oh, she doing too much. Right. Like it ain't even that deep. Like why you just can't enjoy the music?
Right.
You just can't have fun. Like, but it is like it really do be that deep.
It really do be that deep. And it'd be love it when we be like, it ain't that deep, because he be wrecking havoc.
Right. He was going to town. Like, okay, I love them words.
Right, I love them words because now I'm gonna keep them fearful, doubtful, insecure, toxic, dysfunctional. I'm gonna keep them in between. I'm gonna keep them from God.
Right.
All because they say a little simple saying of, it ain't that deep. Well, It is. That's deep.
Facts.
Sorry. It's just how God created it. I don't know. You have a problem, take it up with him.
Right.
I'm just here. I didn't ask to be here. Okay. Like,
I'm just a representative.
Listen, I'm just a representative. Like, that's it. Just, I didn't ask to be here. Okay. I didn't ask for none of this. He wanted to create me. Okay.
Right. And who gonna stop him?
Right. Nobody.
Who gonna check him?
Look at me. Nobody. See?
Cause why they popped in my head too? No, even when we first started, like since we talking about music, when we first started, you was talking about like just basically start and building a foundation and start from the bottom. I was starting from the bottom
now here.
See,
what did I tell you?
It was going in my head. I'm trying to tell you, like, while we laughing, but it's a thing. Like it's powerful. That's why we have to be, and not just, as we'll talk about in a few minutes, not just music, but just like media in general. Like it's a thing. Like we have to be intentional about what we're meditating on and what we're consuming.
Yes, very much so, because it's going to come out. So the same way you eat and you drink and that thing come out, okay, it's the exact same way. What you consume comes out the same way. You go and you plant a apple tree. I don't know. And you get that's a seed, and you get a tree full of apples. LOL. It's the I was like, what do you get? LOL, girl, get yourself together. It's the same exact way that whatever we plant in our minds, in our eyes, through our ears, the same way we are going to get the fruit of that. Whether it's positive, whether it's Jesus, whether it's uplifting, or whether it's the complete opposite. Somebody's whatchamacallit is going off. Do you hear it?
Oh yeah, I do hear it.
Go ahead. That's all I was saying.
That's so real. And then we wonder why there's so many issues with these teenagers. Is because they're consuming this trash. Like it's these teenagers are off the chain. And it's just like, think about what they're listening to, what they're watching, what they're consuming. Like the enemy is literally having a field day with these teenagers. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's different. Like every generation had their own issues, but it's just, man, like it's just different. Like it's just like it's getting worse. The music, the TV shows, the whatever else, it's just getting worse and worse. And we're seeing that, like that effect.
Literally.
And
literally.
Yeah.
Okay. And we wonder why they're so depressed. Like, you was 15. Why do you want to die? Mm-hmm. I see it. I'm a therapist. We wonder why they're so anxious. You're like 21. Have fun. Live your life. Holy. Live your holy life. Let me. She said, live my life. Okay, man. Wait, slow down. But, and we wonder why.
Facts.
The mental illness. I have learned. I mean, I guess it's obvious.
What?
That I'm gonna get in trouble. Like depression, anxiety, all that is like very demonic, and somebody calls it a demon. Who called it a demon? Someone always called it a demon. It might have been Tiffany. No, it wasn't Tiffany. I don't remember who called it.
I know Gangsta Prophet be saying, I don't think she ever called it a demon, but she was just saying like how basically God can do, like it's real. Like mental illness is a thing, obviously, but God can still deliver you from those places. Yes, very much so. And so we wonder why. It's just obviously a demonic agenda, mental illness, any illness, because that's not how God created us to be. But if we are wondering why we are depressed and anxious and just jacked up, and we just feel crazy, and we just we're so angry, or we're so whatever, I'm curious as to if part of it could be what we consume. What type of video games do you play? What type of TV shows do you watch? What do you watch on YouTube? I got a question. Because what we consume will come out of us. We got Bible. Go ahead. Anything you want to say? Mm-mm. We got Bible. So this is Psalm 101 verses 3 and 4. I need to leave that past translation alone. It says, David, I refuse to gaze on that which is vulgar. Many of us in trouble right there. Many of us are in trouble right there. How many of us scroll through Twitter, scroll through Instagram, and there's something vulgar? First of all, you can't turn on a TV show. Facts. Without seeing, well, let me stop. Sorry. I'm about to go.
Nothing. Go ahead.
Oh, girl, when you said Twitter, that's one of the worst places. Like, I don't even be on Twitter like that. Like, I'll maybe hop on and hop off, but oh my goodness, it's just like literally you can open Twitter and it'd be your timeline full of porn.
That's wild.
Like,
my client told me that. Go
yeah,
ahead.
and I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know where the shift took place, but yeah, Twitter is definitely one of those places that if you can, you might just want to delete your page altogether because it's very hard on that platform to not run into anything vulgar, along with other platforms, but specifically Twitter. I don't know what they got going on.
Wild.
Yeah,
quite wild. And it's just so easily accessible, which is crazy. And so we have to begin to refuse to gaze on that which is vulgar. It says, going on, I despise works of evil people and anything that moves my heart away from God. So when we are consuming these things, TV shows, certain types of music, whatever the case may be, we have to start to ask ourselves, is this moving my heart away from God? How do I feel after? That's a big one. After I listen to this song, after I watch this show, after I have this conversation that I'm having, after I have this thought or this fantasy that I'm having, how does it make me feel? And then maybe we'll be able to determine if it's moving your heart away from God.
That's good. And I always gonna point back to the Bible. Like, we should also be comparing, like, we should know basically what is of God, like love, joy, peace, goodness, holiness, all of those things. And if it does not align with that, then maybe we shouldn't be entertaining it, So the Bible should always be used as a guideline to compare our music, our TV shows, our conversations, and eventually you'll build that muscle to where like, okay, this isn't of God, like this isn't edifying, this isn't uplifting, this ain't bringing me closer to Jesus. Actually, I think it's kind of pulling me away, and you'll be able to move different because, like we were talking about earlier, that's a small habit that'll eventually become a lifestyle. You don't even think about it.
Very much so. And then you just forget about it and going about something else. I remember there was a TV show I wanted to watch. It was, y'all love me some action crime. I love me the detective thing. And I started watching that thing, and I was just like, I can't. Like, I'll tell you more about the details after. Okay. It was on Stars. I guess that should have told me.
When you said Stars,
that should have, that should have been the first clue that it was on Stars. Okay, and it's just, but it was a good detective movie, murder mystery. Love me some murder mystery. And I just like, dang, I can't watch this. Like, this is messing with me. I can't do that.
And you feel it.
Yes.
It blows my mind.
Yes.
Like how you feel the tug. You feel I cannot tolerate scary movies. Like I can't even. I used to, and I didn't watch them like that, but I still watch them now. I can't even stomach it. Like, it's not like, oh, I'm trying not to watch it. No, I can't even. It messes me up,
bro.
Like,
Facts.
The little advertisement.
Yeah, I'd be like, I don't want to hear it. Let me turn it down. No.
I turn my head. I mute the TV like I'm not.
Bro, facts. Because this stuff is real.
Yeah, I think that's what it is now that you know that it's real. Like back then it was play. We didn't know it was real. But
now it is real. And so we have to start asking ourselves, what are we inviting into our homes based off of the media? And the things that I hope that makes sense.
It does.
And the things that we are watching. What are we inviting in? Say, you know what? Come here and be released into the airways and the atmosphere of my home because I'm watching this scary movie about demonic possession and Ouija boards and all of that stuff is very much so real. And now I am inviting it into my house,
into my mind,
into my heart,
into my heart,
into my soul, because it's what I consume on a daily, weekly, whatever basis that is. We have to start monitoring that. Go ahead. So, yes, what we are saying is we have to monitor our ear, our eye, and our mouth gates. So we basically just went over all this. What do we consume? We are the sum total of what we consume. So if you find yourself being a negative person, I'm willing to bet that you consume
a lot of negativity.
And this can really be in the funk. Some of us, I used to love me some Love and Hip Hop. Can I just be honest? I used to, I can't stand it now.
I'm weak.
Years. But prior, I used to be tuning in. Oh, she turned to the table. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but what is that teaching? Right. It's nothing but toxicity, drama, dysfunction.
That's real.
And now we show up in the world and we wonder why we messy. And why we petty.
And that is so good. Like, just think about some of the shows we grew up on. Because I used to Flavor of Love,
bro,
Love of New York, the College Hills, Chance and his brother. I forgot. Real, yeah, Chance and Real. It's just like that was something like I used to come home after school, put on TV, listen to Flavor, and you know that was what like build. That was planting the seeds basically in my head. And you never know how that affects you. Like as you get older and more mature, it's just. It's that deep. It's definitely makes a difference.
It is definitely that deep. So, moving on. Some of us have an issue with lust. And my question is, if we have an issue with lust, are we consuming a lot of lust? What type of music? See, we take my money. I don't know why this is my go-to. Take my money. Okay. My house and my God. Like, but are we consuming a lot of sex?
That's real.
That's talking about kissing and hugging and bumping and grinding.
And hunching.
And hit it from the front and hit it from the back.
Right, yeah. That's real.
Can we just be honest?
That is real. We laughing, but it's like, so serious. Like, that is a thing. That's, yeah.
Yeah. And so then we wonder why. We so horny. We having such a hard time. Yeah. Can I just be honest? I know that just got real. I know.
We need real in these days and time. There's too much fake going on.
Yeah, very much so. Now, I'm not saying, I understand that God created us for sex, right? Like, that's right. God created us for sex, right? Like, we are sexual beings. So I'm not saying, oh my gosh, you're saying we gotta be, I'm not. Oh my gosh, you're saying and you're shaming ladies here. Like, right. Sorry, I felt it.
Because you know somebody.
Right? Like, that's literally not what I said. But what I am saying is sometimes we don't help us. Mm-hmm. Because now I'm horny, but now I'm going and I'm watching The Bachelor. Or I'm lonely, and now I'm watching The Bachelor, and I'm watching all of these love shows, and I'm watching Married at First Sight, and what's something I've been scrolling past on Netflix, The Ultimatum. You don't watch TV. The Ultimatum, and I think that's what it's now. And I'm listening to Jodeci, and I'm listening to Keith Sweat, and I'm listening to Chris Brown. Okay, R. Kelly. Okay, I'm listening to Tank. Wait, Tank. I'm listening to Tank. Like, let's start there. That's part right there.
I'm sorry.
Tank, my boy. Like, Tank. Okay.
Yeah, don't do it. It just brings unnecessary temptation, like spirit. Well, I ain't call it spiritual warfare because we're making a decision to do that, but it just basically opens the doors to unnecessary temptation that we really didn't even have to put ourselves in position to fight against.
Exactly. So now I'm creating fantasies. Now I'm just fantasizing about this fine man or this fine girl and what we doing. Now I might have to go. Now I might gotta go grab that vibrator. Now I might gotta go grab that lotion in that towel. Is this too deep? Now. All because I consumed so much lust that now I gotta go find a release. I mean, can I just be honest?
That's good. And now it's a cycle because afterwards, now you feel guilty and now you shame. And oh man, I can't believe it. And the cycle just starts over and over and over again. So
yes. Yep. Literally. And now you beat yourself up and oh my gosh. And now I gotta go do something to feel better. Come on.
Exactly. Then you know what you're gonna do to feel better. Let me go listen to this music to feel better. Right. And then it just literally.
And we're right back here. That's not funny, but it's funny. Like, and now we are right back here. And so all we're saying is we are what we consume. Go ahead.
Yeah, we're definitely. Yeah, we have to be intentional about what we meditate on. It's so important, whether we realize how deep it is or not. And we're going to give y'all some more Bible. This is Philippians, right? This is Philippians chapter 8, this is Philippians chapter 4, verse 8. This is the New Living Translation. And now, dear brothers and sisters, one final thing. Fix your thoughts on what is true and honorable and right and pure and lovely and admirable. Think about things that are excellent and worthy of praise. So like we were saying earlier, when you're watching the shows, when you're listening to the music, when you're having the conversations, this is just an example, like one of the scriptures you can pull. Like, is this honorable? Is this right? Is this pure? Is this admirable? Is it worthy of answer to most of those things or no? Then maybe we shouldn't be entertaining it, because this right here is telling us what to think about.
Literally.
And like we was watching one of our favorite prophets last night, what we call a gangster prophet.
She
right. She was saying like God wouldn't tell us what to think about if we couldn't think about it. Like, I mean, we didn't have the control of our thoughts to think about it. So this is telling us to fix our thoughts. So obviously we have the control to be able to be intentional about meditating on these things.
Yes. It takes accountability. We have to realize that we have more power than we think. And we have the power to control what I was in the training. Okay, I take this thing, I tell all my clients this. I know they be getting mad sometimes. I'd be like, that's fine. It's okay. I'm doing my job. Okay. Like, I was in a training one time, and the lady was teaching on what she was teaching on, and then she said, you know what I be telling my clients? And I stole it. I did, thank you. She was like, I be telling them, you can choose to think about that. Yeah. Or you can choose to think about something else. So you can choose to think about things that make you lustful and horny and angry and bitter and sad and anxious and depressed, and I could just go on and on. I know I said a list there. Or you can choose to think about other things that are pure and admirable and whatever else this thing said, excellent and lovely and true. We have a choice in that.
We do. And one of the things that we can do is listen. Social media.
Wow.
It's just mostly everybody is on social media these days. And one of the ways that we can make sure that we're consistently, doing these things about meditating on thoughts that are true, honorable, and all of the above is about being intentional about our social media and what we're viewing, what we're interacting with, because it's so easy to just kind of open your phone and just scroll and get caught up in, random stuff on your timeline.
Yes.
But like we were talking about earlier, that stuff resonates in your mind. And before you know it, it'll become, a toxic cycle, because you may see something on social media that trigger you to, text somebody you ain't supposed to be texting, or call somebody that you ain't supposed to be calling. So basically, monitoring our social media consumption, I feel like, is a big one, just because of how powerful and impactful social media is in this day and age.
Very much so. Social media can go ahead, can mess you up if we don't watch it. One thing I love to say, a revelation that I had, I don't know why it's so funny to me. I told you about the Explore page. Is one day I was on Instagram and I was on my Explore page, and I really began to look at my Explore page, and I was like, this says so much about me. Like, what is on my Explore page? I mean, y'all know me. I'm very Jesus. I love basketball, and I love funny church stuff. So and now there's dog stuff, because I ran across a dog post, and now it's feeding me dog posts. But my point is, what does your Explore page say about your social media and the things that you ingest? I got a question. Pull up Instagram. Ooh, we about to expose some things. Pull up Instagram and click over to that Explore page, and it will tell you exactly what's on your mind and what you consume. So do I consume a lot of Jesus? So do I have like motivational people on there? Do I have business people on there? Do I have half naked men and women on there? Do I have things that are vulgar and that, we just cussing and doing all these crazy things? Do I have a whole bunch of relationships on there? Like what's the sum total of my Explore page? And it will tell you.
That's real.
Everything you need to know about what it is you consume and what you've been fixing your mind on.
That's real. It's literally a snapshot.
I'm trying to tell you
who we are on social, like our social media interests. Because I actually, when we was working on the content, I looked it up. I was like, I wonder how long people spend on like social media on average. And that thing said people spend about 2 to 3 hours on social media a day. And just think about like how much that affect our minds, like how much we're consuming in that time frame, and how that affect our thoughts and ultimately our habits and ultimately our lifestyles eventually. And it's just like, wow, like we really have to be intentional, like about who we follow, what we interact with, and what we entertain. So yeah, I'm listen, to give y'all a real practical example. I used to follow the Shade Room.
Listen,
and I'm like, you know what? This I can't, like, it's too much. Like, first of all, they always messy. Reporting something messy. I mean, hence I guess the name. You know, they have about 30 posts a day, and it's just nothing, like, it's rarely positive. I'm like, I just can't do it. So anyway,
30 posts a day.
Yeah, it was a lot. So anyway, I just was like, you know what? I'm unfollowing.
That's a job.
Exactly. So I unfollowed like accounts like that, and just accounts that I don't feel like is beneficial, like edifying me and helping me to bring me closer to God, teaching me something, you know. Basically what I'm saying is just be intentional about the accounts you follow and what you interact with, because it's a lot.
Yeah, very much so. And some of us need to just go on a cleanse altogether. One thing I love about, I think Tiffany says this, Tiffany Montgomery, I think she says, one thing that we're so good to cut back or to replace and not to cut off. That sound about something she said? I got that from.
I think so.
All right, bet. Okay, I want to make sure. I don't listen to it too often. You know, I got my certain people that I put on rotation, and I don't stray. Okay, but anyway, the point is, she said that was really good. And so anyway, my point is, some of us, we really just need to go on a consumption cleanse. We need to come up with a sexier, more marketable, name. We'll think about that later. But right now, we're going to call it the CC.
Right. We not the CC. A detox.
A detox, right? And we need to allow God to wash us and reset our gates. And so some of us, we need to just get off social media. Why are we on social media for 2 or 3 hours a day? Like, I don't understand that. I don't understand that one. 2, 3 hours a day? Just mindlessly? Why? How is that helping you find purpose? How is that helping you get closer to your goals? How is that helping you learn a new skill? How is that helping you do anything that improves you? Like, we need to, some of us, we really do. Some of us need to go on a music fast. One of the people that I follow, he says that he likes to say, I've been delivered from music.
I'm weak.
I love it. And it's so real, because he essentially talked about how there's a season, we all need to go through a season in our life where we listen to only Jesus music. We don't like that. And I'm not just talking, going back to Tiffany, and she talks about the replacing instead of giving up, because I've discovered this thing called Christian R&B, and I really like it.
Yeah, that's dope.
That thing be bumping. But I'm going to say something a little strong here. I don't listen to a Christian R&B song and fall on my knees and worship. I don't listen to a Christian R&B song and feel ushered into the Spirit of God. I know. I done said something so very, very controversial. I am not dogging you Christian R&B artists. Do your thing. Y'all probably on my playlist, because I be pumping y'all. Okay, y'all be, ooh. But in the purpose of allowing God to reset our gates, we are so far over time. I've just been long-winded. I just need to stop it. And allowing God to reset our gates, some of us need to go on a music fast, and we need to listen to true and authentic praise and worship that like leads you to the feet of Jesus. That is like you are singing and you are standing proclaim there's no greater name than Jesus. Right? Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Okay. Why? Because we're so filled with all these other things other than God. Nothing, no other purpose. Then we are filled, I'm hurrying now, with all of these things other than God. So we need to ask God to direct us and help us to go on a cleanse and to cut some stuff out for a certain amount of time. It is not forever, but it needs to be more than a week. It needs to be more than 2. It needs to be more than 3. I know we don't like this. I I know. We don't like this. But it needs to be an extended amount of time. Like 6 to 8 week amount of extended time. So that God can do the work that he needs to do on the inside of us.
And in the process, we should be asking God to renew our minds.
Come on.
In the process as well. Because you don't want to just go through the motions of cutting it off and then when
going right back.
Right, and then after the 6 to 8 weeks, you're going right back to the same habits and
yes.
the same, lifestyle. But if we're asking God to renew our minds in the process while we're making the decision to, for example, go on like a music fast and only listen to praise and worship, that's where the true change come in. Because now after this fast, now I have a new mind.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Like now I don't even think about things the same. So I think that's great, and I think that we should also partner with asking God to renew our minds in the process.
Yes. And then life gonna happen and we gonna find ourselves just going into a praise. And I can speak to this personally. You talked about music was your jam. Music was my jam too, boo-boo. Music was my, and I know when you first met me, you're like, dang, did this girl listen to anything other than Jesus music? Like, I really do. I really do. But I went through a season of an extended period of time where all I listened to was praise and worship music. And so now, it just so naturally comes out of me. Now, I wake up and I don't feel something, and a song will come to me. And now I'm praising. And now I am worshiping through that. It ain't enough if you buck. Oh, no. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, some of us, all we got is nugget, we buck. And that's toxic.
You have thing. I want to come up with a better word, library, but I'm going to say library. You have
like
you
about to give me another song. I'm about to be ready.
I was about to say you have something to pull from.
Come on.
Because, in your times of trials and tribulation, because you took the time to go through that season of only listening to praise and worship. Now, like you said, you can immediately think of a song.
Come on.
And start praising. So, yeah, I think that is amazing. I think that is something that we all should strive to do. For sure, because it's life changing.
It is,
and you listen to a person like like both of us love music, and I just feel like I told y'all earlier, literally, I feel like music is a part of my identity. Mm-hmm. So if I can do it,
listen,
anybody can do it.
Listen. So I ain't got nothing else. Go ahead. We go over time.
No, I'm good.
So, yes, let's be intentional about being mindful of our media, and let's just make the decision to jump in head first. We are easing our way into this because we are easing our way into this. We're going to jump in head first. We're going to do this cold turkey. I know. But we're going to do this consumption cleanse, some of us, cold turkey. And we're not starting next week. I can't stand that.
Oh, wait.
I'm going to start fresh on Monday. Why can't you just start tomorrow? That's a mindset hack, by the way. But anyway, whatever. So, yes. Do a social media, and a music cleanse. Please do. And watch God literally transform and change your whole entire life. So don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Look at me, just moving on. Don't forget, anything else you want to say? Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share this with your friend, your bestie, your mama, your daddy, your whole family, and all of them. Any of you guys feeling stuck and stagnant in your relationship with God, click the link down below and get your free copy of the 5 ways to deepen your relationship with God. In that, we actually break down a 7-day consumption challenge. That's actually quite funny. Like, we live this. Like, I promise y'all, we live this. So, anyway, click the link down below, get your new get your free guide, and begin to implement these daily habits that can help you draw closer to God, because as you do, He will draw closer to you, and you will be feeling refreshed and reset in your relationship with Him. So grab your copy, and that's it.
Expeditiously.
Anything else?
Nope.
All right, be great.